Roswell, the crash that changed everything. July 1947. A violent thunderstorm rolled over the desert near Roswell, New Mexico. The next morning, a rancher named Mac Brazel discovered strange debris scattered across a field, metallic pieces that wouldn't bend or burn, beams with strange symbols, and foil-like materials that returned to their original shape after being crumpled. Brazel reported it to the local sheriff. The military was called in. And then, the headline that shook the world. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Published July 8, 1947. The U.S. Army had just admitted to recovering a flying disc. But less than 24 hours later, the story changed. The military issued a correction. It wasn't a flying saucer, it was just a weather balloon. Photos were released showing Major Jesse Marcel posing with pieces of what looked like cheap aluminum and wooden sticks. The story died. For a while. But what really happened in Roswell? The cover-up begins. Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who led the recovery, later admitted in interviews that the wreckage he posed with in the press photos was not what he saw at the crash site. He described materials unlike anything on Earth. He said there were 2 crash sites and that bodies were recovered, small, frail, with large heads and black eyes. Other witnesses backed him up. Over time, dozens of military personnel, morticians, and civilians came forward with their own accounts. Some claimed to have seen alien bodies, autopsies, and crates being shipped out of Roswell under extreme secrecy. So why did the government lie? Project Mogul, or something else? In 1994, after growing pressure, the U.S. Air Force released a report claiming the Roswell incident was actually part of Project Mogul, a secret Cold War program that used high-altitude balloons to detect Soviet nuclear tests. According to this version, the strange materials were just radar reflectors and balloon remnants. And the alien bodies? Crash test dummies from later military drops. But here's the problem. Those dummies weren't used until the 1950s, years after Roswell. The contradictions kept piling up. The autopsy footage and global fascination. In 1995, a grainy black-and-white video was released, claiming to show an alien autopsy from Roswell. The footage went viral, aired on major networks, and sparked debates worldwide. Though later declared a reconstruction by its creators, the fascination with Roswell exploded. Books, documentaries, and insider testimonies poured in. Some claimed the debris was taken to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Others said it ended up in Area 51. Even former U.S. presidents, astronauts, and Pentagon insiders began referencing the Roswell incident, some with cryptic remarks. Declassified docs and modern revelations. In recent years, things got even weirder. Luis Elizondo, former head of the Pentagon's secret UFO program, said Roswell was just the beginning. The 2020 Pentagon UAP report acknowledged unexplained aerial phenomena, though without naming Roswell, it reignited interest in past crashes. Former intelligence officials hinted that retrieved non-human craft may be stored and studied, echoing Roswell legends. Even mainstream media began asking serious questions. In 2023, David Grush, a former intelligence officer, testified before Congress that the U.S. has been secretly recovering alien craft for decades, and that people have died to protect these secrets. Was he talking about Roswell? So what really crashed in 1947? A balloon, an alien ship, or a mix of both? A truth buried under layers of disinformation. Here's what we know. Something unusual fell from the sky. The military confirmed it, then immediately changed the story. Witnesses described bodies, strange materials, and threats to keep silent. Decades later, officials are still trying to explain it away. And every year, more people speak out. Maybe Roswell was a test, not of aircraft, but of how to hide the truth in plain sight. This is Agenda of the Arrival. Because what crashed in 1947 never really left.